Title: I heard my dad talking to my brother. He said, when he finds out you got his wife knocked up and raised your kids for 20 years, man, he'll cut your Johnson off and make you eat it with salt. My brother laughed. That loser's still working to pay for their college. Once they graduate, I'll get a paternity test. He won't mean a thing to them. They didn't know. I'd already dug 2 graves in the woods, and I was outside, waiting. My Magnum on the seat, plastic bags in the trunk. It's strange, the sound a laugh makes when it dies inside you. Mine died the night I found out. I used to think my family was my redemption. I wasn't born kind, I worked at it. Dad used to say I'd never be good for anything steady. Then I met her, Anna, the kind of woman who made silence feel safe. We built a life brick by brick, humble and solid. My brother, Mark, was always around. Charming, helpful, the family favorite. He was the best man at my wedding, godfather to my son, my so-called brother. They say betrayal feels like fire. They're wrong. It's cold. So cold it burns in reverse. It started with a photograph. My daughter, Emily, was applying for scholarships, needed a birth certificate. Anna couldn't find the original, so I went through our files. There it was, a hospital printout. Different signature under father, Mark's. At first I told myself it was a clerical mistake. Then I looked at the dates, the math, the resemblance I'd ignored for 2 decades. Same eyes, same crooked grin. My world folded in on itself. I didn't confront her, not yet. I spent months acting normal, cooking dinner, mowing the lawn, paying bills for a family that wasn't mine. Every smile was a disguise, every gesture an act of surveillance. Anna would hum while washing dishes. I'd watch her reflection in the glass. Mark still came by, always too comfortable in my home. Dad would pat me on the back, proud of the man I'd become. They had no idea I was building something behind their backs. Not a case, not an accusation, a plan. I started small, a second phone, hidden camera in the living room, GPS tracker under Mark's truck. The truth unfolded in digital fragments, texts, pictures, receipts. They'd never stopped, not even after the kids were born. I didn't rage, I documented. Dates, times, coordinates. I withdrew cash in small amounts, liquidated assets, and transferred funds to a private account. Every night, I drove into the woods and dug a little deeper. The soil was thick with roots. Hard work, but honest. The kind of work I was built for. When the time came, I didn't have to force the confrontation. It came to me. Dad called, said they were coming over for dinner, all 3 of them. I set the table, steak, potatoes, salt on the side. My hands were steady. They laughed through the meal like any family. Anna poured wine. Mark told stories. Dad gave advice no one asked for. Halfway through dessert, I told them about a documentary I'd been working on. Said it was about betrayal. They laughed again, until I pressed play. On the TV, the footage rolled. Anna sneaking out of the motel. Mark counting cash. Dad laughing about the fool who raised his bastard grandchildren. Their faces drained color like film bleaching in sunlight. Anna spoke first. "Where did you—" "Sit," I said. Mark's hand twitched toward me. I smiled. "You move again, and you'll meet your maker early." The Magnum sat on the table, pointed casually at his chest. It wasn't the gun that scared them, it was my calm. Dad tried to talk his way out, like always. "Son, you don't understand." I cut him off. "Oh, I understand perfectly. I've been paying for your silence for 20 years. I slid 3 envelopes across the table. Inside, copies of birth certificates, bank transfers, and a notarized confession Dad had signed when I visited him last week. He didn't remember signing it. Whiskey helped with that. "I took everything you owned," I said. "House, pension, savings. All in my name now. You'll die broke, old man. Dad's lips trembled. You can't. I already did. Anna started crying. I was young. It was a mistake. 20 years is not a mistake, I said. It's a lifestyle. Mark tried to play the hero. You wouldn't hurt us. You're not that guy. No, I said. I'm worse. I tossed him the results of a recent paternity test. He looked at it, confused. See, Mark, I said softly, I ran my own test. Turns out Emily and Josh aren't yours either. He blanked. What? Guess your girlfriend wasn't loyal either. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His jaw locked. Anna's sobs turned to gasps. Dad just stared, hollow. 3 lives collapsing in sync. It was beautiful in a dark way. I didn't kill them, not physically. They walked out of that house stripped of everything. Anna lost the house and custody. Turns out falsifying paternity records is a legal nightmare. Mark lost his job. Someone leaked his embezzlement to his boss. Dad drank himself into a stroke 2 months later. I buried the plastic bags in the woods anyway. Symbolic, maybe, or a reminder. The graves weren't for them. They were for who I used to be. The fool, the provider, the man who believed in family. People ask if revenge brings peace. It doesn't. It brings clarity. Now, when I see my kids, not by blood but by bond, I don't feel bitterness. I feel free. They chose me long before they knew the truth. That's what matters. At night, I still go to the woods sometimes, stand over the empty graves. The air there is quiet, loyal. I sprinkle a little salt on the soil and smile. Some wounds need seasoning before they heal.